we're moving forward right into a time where a woman's individuality, her autonomy, her journey of self discovery is more treasured now than ever.
We're vividly vocal.
Hi, Vixen. Hello, Visionary. Welcome back to Vividly Vocal, the podcast for the ones finding their voice again. I am your host, Aeryana, the mermaid MC, mistress of ceremonies, the Vividly Vocal video vixen. And today I thought it would be very interesting to discuss this new Vogue article that came out titled, "Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now?" And I'm going to say this as a person who's been in a good relationship for almost 3 years now. I'm going to say, yeah, low key on the Lilo. Yeah. And I mean this because we are now living in a time where a woman's individuality is more valued than ever. Who are you outside of the context of the relationship? But first, let's read a little bit of the article in case you haven't seen it. If someone so much as says my boyfriend on social media, they're muted. There's nothing I hate more than following someone for fun, only for their content to become my boyfriendified. Suddenly, this is probably because for so long, it felt like we were living in what one of my favorite substackers calls boyfriend land, a world where women's online identities centered around the lives of their partners, a situation rarely seen reverse. Women were rewarded for their ability to find and keep a man with elevated social status and praise. It became even more suffocating when this could be leveraged on social media for engagement and, if you were serious enough, financial gain. However, more recently, there's been a pronounced shift in the way people showcase their relationships online. Far from fully hard launching romantic partners, straight women are opting for more subtle signs: a hand on the steering wheel, clinking glasses at dinner, or the back of someone's head. On the more confusing end, you have faces blurred out of wedding pictures or entire professionally edited photos with the fiance conveniently cropped out of all shots. Women are obscuring their partner's face when they post, as if they want to erase the fact that they exist without actually not posting them. So, what gives? Are people embarrassed by their boyfriends now? Or is something more complicated going on? To me, it feels like the result of women wanting to straddle two worlds: one where they can receive the social benefits of having a partner, but also not appear so boyfriend obsessed that they come across as quite culturally loser-ish. They want the prize and celebration of partnership, but understand the norminess of it, says Zoe Samudzi, writer and activist. In other words, in an era of widespread heterofatalism, women don't want to be seen as being all about their man, but they also want the clout that comes with being partnered. Now, I don't think that having a boyfriend is inherently embarrassing. I think having a bad one is most definitely embarrassing. And I also think being so absorbed and boyfriendified that we don't know where you start and he begins. We all know a girl that just goes, my man, I want a man, I need a man, to where it's just man, 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 man in my head all day. So, me personally, I am the type of person, and I've explained this to my boyfriend, he understands. We've already had that conversation long ago, that I need to feel like a person within the context of this relationship. I can't lose myself in this because I still want to maintain my individuality and my sense of self. I have to save a piece of myself for myself. And at first I told him that, he was like, kind of like, well, damn. But then he sat and thought about it, and he was like, I get what you mean. You've had the life before me, and you're going to have a life during me. So when I feel as though I'm just throwing myself into a situation, or I'm just devoting everything that I have, every single last bit of energy to a person, I get a little bit resentful because I'm a human being. I have my own life too. I have my own dreams and my own ambitions and goals, and I'm sitting right here in front of you trying to make them happen. I love having a relationship that accommodates that, but I can't just throw everything about myself away in order for this relationship to move forward. Because in a weird way, it makes me feel like you're keeping me from myself. I've had partners in the past who just want me to just be stuck to them by their side so they can just control and watch what I'm doing. But I can't do that. I want a life of my own with you that coexists with you. When I was younger, my past partners, like I said, they wanted everything. They wanted every last bit of my soul. Like, you can't go here. You can't hang out with these people. You can't wear your hair like this. That's embarrassing. That shit is embarrassing. And I was like, who the fuck do you think you are? You can't tell me what to do. Like, and I'm sure you all remember a time where if you didn't have a boyfriend, you might as well have been nothing. It didn't matter what you achieved. It didn't matter what great things you did. It didn't matter how good of a person you are. But as long as you did not have a boyfriend in your possession, you were nothing. But now we're moving forward. We're moving forward right into a time where a woman's individuality, her autonomy, her journey of self discovery is more treasured now than ever. We've had all the eras. If you've seen on TikTok, I've been through all of them. The solitude era, the soft girl era, what is it called? The villain arc era, the level up era, the healing journey. So now there's so many different facets being explored to girlhood or being a woman that are not contingent upon you having a partner. That really pedestalizes these moments of self discovery and what you learn about yourself. Centers your own growth, your own experience, your own pleasure, what you want out of life. And it's all completely unrelated to having a mate, and the success of which isn't based upon you getting one during or at the end of your journey. And like this Vogue article says, from my conversations, one thing is certain: the script is shifting. Being a partnered doesn't affirm your womanhood anymore. It is no longer considered an achievement. And if anything, it's become more of a flex to pronounce yourself single. And I would argue that the beauty of these movements is that not having a boyfriend is the focal point of it. And sometimes having one can even be a detriment to whatever you're trying to accomplish. Now, exhibit A of this phenomenon for me is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Now, I am a big Taylor Swift fan. I frequently listen to all of her music, but it feels as though she is trying to merge her relationship and her music career, which she has every right to do. We always complain about celebrities not showing their real life, but still, it feels so ham fisted in a way, like she's trying to force the two together. And this album was not my most favorite album of hers that recently came out. For example, the Taylor Swift fans ordered signed CDs from Taylor Swift, right? They get back signed CDs with Taylor Swift's signature and Travis Kelce's signature. And they're like, what the fuck? We did not ask for this. I want your signature, Taylor. I don't care about Travis Kelce. I want you. Like, girl, you marry Travis. You can marry Travis. Don't try to make us marry Travis. Okay. Exhibit B: Cassie from Euphoria and her 4 a.m. daily routine. We all saw it during season 2, Cassie's downward spiral into pathetic nothingness, and it was the worst thing we could have ever watched, right? How embarrassing it was every day for her to just wake up, do all these devices on her face, dressing up like Maddie, dressing up like that country girl, just for Nate's attention. Y'all know those watch me pack my lunch at 4 a.m. for my boyfriend videos. Skip immediately. Skip immediately. Skip. Like, I'm sorry. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I'm not interested. I have to cook dinner for my boyfriend. Skip. I have to wash and fold my boyfriend's clothes. Skip. And we've all seen it where a creator gets some traction that we come to know and we come to love her for her. A boyfriend comes into the picture. It's like couples content all day long. If you're a couples account, that's fine. That's your stilo. That's what people follow you for. But it's it gets a little bit sad. It's like a funeral a little bit. It's like, oh girl, we loved you for you. And now we got to see this man every day. Like, And me and my boyfriend, we talked about it. He definitely wants to come on one day, but I'm like, he can't come in and be my second banana every single episode. Like, this is my shit. Like, I have to live my life. But we talked about doing like TV segments, like, because we watch a lot of TV together. So some shows we want to talk about, or if anything he wants to chime in on. But I'm like, I can't do that. This is me. This is my show. Okay, final verdict. Is having a boyfriend embarrassing? Inherently, no. In some ways, many ways, yes. What is y'all's take on the situation? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Why or why not? I think having a boyfriend, a bad boyfriend, is embarrassing. I think having a boyfriend that you have to abandon yourself for and your whole identity for is embarrassing. That is my take on the situation. Please, as always, be very vividly vocal in the comments and give me your take on the discussion. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Please make sure to follow or subscribe on whatever platform you are vibing with Vividly Vocal on. Please make sure to like and share the show if you enjoyed. And if you'd like to take me on the go with you, Vividly Vocal is available on all podcast platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Thank you so much, Vixen. And thank you, Visionary. And I will see you very, very soon. Bye.